Hi, Tony Bradshaw here with the website addSomeToYourIncome.com. To answer the question, how can I make $50 a day in passive income? First, I'd like to define some terms and make sure that you and I are on an understanding of what these terms, what passive income is. I'm going to then outline what it's going to take for you to get to the point where you are seeing $50 a day of passive income. And at the end, I'm going to give just a little bit of a warning about the work that may need to be ongoing to keep that happening. Let's dive in. It begins by having a proper understanding of the definition of our terms. With the term income, I often say my favorite definition of income is income's the money. When we're talking about income, we're talking about budget. And my favorite definition of budget is a mathematical confirmation of your suspicions. What that means is it's math. It's a simple math equation. What comes in, take away what goes out, and then you have what's left over. I love that you and I are having this conversation. Even though I'm giving it one way, I do hope to hear back from you. Right? That's what a conversation is. Yes, I'm putting this video together. There's no one else in the room and I'm the only one talking, but I'm recording it for someone who wants to know this. And I want you to be able to let me know back that you are understanding that this is now a focus on income. So much financial advice focuses on expenses. And they then say you're going to have more left over. We are both in the understanding that yes, when you do certain things, you will see income. The income will increase. You keep your expenses the same, and the amount in your pocket will increase. It is much easier, and most of the financial advice is there if you look at it, to simply say, well, reduce your expenses by $50 a day. Right? You've probably heard that before. Just find ways to spend less than you make. We are talking about let's find ways to make more than you spend. Making more means that you'll have more. I like to talk through that so that we know we're focused in on that side of what's called the balance sheet. So another term, in your balance sheet, you show money that is coming in, what your expenses are, and you see what's left over. This whole mathematical equation that we're talking about. Why is this important? Because you should and can sit down now and do a balance sheet, writing down, this is how much I'm making, these are my expenses, and you can do it in that kind of a flow this way. This is what I make, these are my expenses, what is left over. In a business and for a company, it's called a profit and loss statement, or you might have heard it as a P&L. Sometimes you look at P&Ls before you go and invest into a company. Well, same for yourself. What are your income, your profits? What are your expenses, your losses? And then what's left over? This is important today so that when you get to that point, from now when you've gone through this process, that you're seeing $50 of passive income, you'll be able to cite why. And one more definition as we're working through terms here is to know about assets versus liabilities. If, for example, I were to get a $5,000 lump sum right now, and I choose to go buy a boat, that boat, when we look at where it fits on the that just went out of my brain. If it's an asset or a liability, the balance sheet, that's what it's called, balance sheet. If I look to where to put it, I must put it as a liability. It's going to need repairs, it's going to need fuel, it's going to drain money from me. So it's a liability. on the other side are assets. So if I take that same $5,000 and I choose to finish getting my book to the published state, ready to sell, then I can look at it as buying an asset, because now I have the book. It's got all the illustrations, it's been through the editing process, it has its cover on it, it's now ready for me to have it to sell. Then I can say I have an asset that I'm ready to sell. These are choices you're going to be needing to make and start learning to look at. So I want to have $50 of passive income. Okay, if I buy a boat, that's going to be at least $50 of expenses. If I put together the book and have it ready for sale, it can become $50 of passive income because it is an asset. Now that we've got through the terminology, let's start looking into what you're going to do to have $50 of passive income. This is a point at which I have to kind of imagine who you are. Are you an artist? Are you a musician? Are you a business owner? And start to feel out, okay, depending on who you are, what do I say you're going to do? I say you find your assets that you're going to invest in to get them going. For me, it's been a little bit of investing in some what I call angel investing, where I'm the one putting in the money, but no one knows it's me. Or in other words, this funding happens and the people of the company are the front of it and I'm not there. I've also done some, I'm not quite sure what the best term for it is, but investing where, I'm not sure I'm describing this very well, but it's basically I am the lender. I lend money. This is what I'm saying. And that money has interest. So if you watched any of my other videos about making extra money, there's one where I talked about waking up. It was in investing. So I wake up the next day and I've got money that already showed up. This is from my investing where I have been the lender. So I have actually lent money. So take that $5,000 and instead of the book story piece with it, I took that $5,000. I helped a person purchase a vehicle they wanted to purchase. The vehicle's title is held in escrow. They cannot sell that vehicle without it being cleared through escrow. The long-term escrow account is where they actually pay the money. They don't even send the money to me. They send it to the company that's a third party in between us. I then wake up in the morning and find out that I've gotten a check in the middle of the night. I'm sleeping and I'm making money. This setup means that each month I get a payment. If I were to divide out the payments that are coming to me at this time, it's approximately $50 a day. From that kind of investing, I've done a little bit of real estate investing as well. And that's a great place to be. That's a great feeling to have people that are sending money back with interest. You do what you are meant to do and know that you are moving towards assets so that they can be something that becomes passive income for you. The process of getting there, this is that end piece I was talking about. You rarely just arrive and it's done, right? For me, with those people that are paying me back, each month I need to check in and make sure that they've paid me back. If they haven't, then they need to get a late notice. We got to have the late fees applied, and I deal with that. So there's ongoing work that happens with passive income. I almost wish, and I love the word passive income, but I almost wish there was another word we could put onto that. As we were working on defining terms, I went okay with income and a lot into income, and I kind of avoided defining passive until now. Passive for me means that it has seasons. You start in the spring, you clear the ground, you plan out where you're going to plant, you finally plant, you water, you weed, you water and weed and water and weed and water and weed and water and weed. You harvest, you bring that in, you decide what's going to be seed stock for next season, and then you take it to the market, you sell it, you get the money, you have that money, you have the seed stock, and you kind of have winter and you get to relax a little bit. And then it's going to be the season again. So I think maybe a better word is seasonal income, just going on that, based on that. It's the fact that you need to know that you're going to continue putting back into the assets. You're going to write another book. You're going to paint another painting. You're going to compose another song. You're going to do whatever it is your business is. And you're going to create more of those assets, and you have more and more of them. Some of them are going to be successful. You're going to have crops that just bring you awesome results. Yields is what I like to call it. And you're going to have yourself to this point where you can eventually look again on your balance sheet and see, okay, I have all these assets. These assets have gone into my statement where I see the income, and I see myself at $50 a day of passive income. It will take seasons for most people to finally get to that point. I look forward to seeing you on the other side.